Everybody, it's Scott Sandland. I am speed dating with hypnotists for HypnoThoughts Live. You guys already know that, but here's a fun one. This is a rare second date. And that's because I screwed up and lost the first file through no fault of their own. We are already on a second date with two guys that it couldn't have gone better because the first one was actually really fun. So we're doing it again. I'm here with Don Barnhart and Michael DeShalit, who are teaching a really cool class at HypnoThoughts Live this year. And the idea is to just make sure all of you get a chance to get a feel for the presenters, the topics, and all that stuff. And I think you're going to get a real clear sense of what's going to be going on in this class and why you want to sign up for it. So, Michael and Don, how are you guys and what's happening?
We're doing great, Scott. Thank you. And again, we're here to pitch the Resolution Revolution, something I think we can all use. Basically in life, we're never as good as our best. We're never as bad as our worst. And we have to find that par, that balance, that level of happiness and success. Many people take their New Year's resolution and it's good for about 2 weeks. We're all motivated, energized, but we get caught up with life, with just everyday stuff. You're so busy, we lost the video. You know, it just happens and it's okay. So what we're going to do is use our techniques to help you individually find your balance to be able to achieve those goals throughout the year. And our philosophy, Michael and I are both just insanely busy, is trying to find that balance. But if we set our goals super, super high, it's okay to come up short because we're still better than everybody else who barely set their goals. They want to get through, they're just trying to get through the day and they end up with mediocrity. And that's what we're trying to avoid. And that's what I found about HypnoThoughts last year. I got so much information, but it was just so hard to process it all. So I'm still processing stuff that I learned last year.
Sure. Yeah. And you know, in the previous conversation we had about this, I was really taken by Don, how you kind of laid this out, this idea that like there is this sort of Goldilocks zone that that is a different spot for everybody, but finding sort of your Goldilocks zone allows you to be better at everything you're doing. And Michael, what I want to make sure we get you in on this because Don and I are going to sound smart, and so let's bring you in to make sure that you know, the kids in the back of the room are interested as well.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some stuff, and this thing is going to be good. So seriously, though, you know, it's exactly what Don said. It's about finding that par, and you summed it up nicely, Scott. That zone there, that Goldilocks zone, is that what you called it? Goldilocks zone? Yeah. So it's about finding that par in life. Because, you know, Don and I have both done thousands of shows. Don's done a few more than I have, a few more thousand probably than I have. And, but, you know, we have a lot to juggle on our plates. We have to juggle the shows that we do. Don produces a couple shows in Vegas. I produce my shows out on the road. We're both traveling. We're both touring. You know, we're both working with clients. We're both coaching people. So we have a lot of stuff going on. In addition to that, we'd love to spend time with our spouses. We'd love to have that happiness because, you know, neither one of us is getting any younger. We want to find that balance in life so that we're not working ourselves to death, that we actually work to enjoy life, not to just survive. And so with this class, with this post-conference workshop, we're going to teach you some of the strategies that we use in our daily life. Setting goals, that's a number one thing. Achieving those goals, how to do that, how to achieve those goals, but not just achieve them, how to conquer them, how to manage and balance all the stuff that we have going on all at once so that we can enjoy life. So that at 10 o'clock at night, we're not still working or, oh gosh, I forgot I got to send that email and, you know, and all that stuff. We do that sometimes, but we want to keep that to a bare minimum. We want to enjoy life now. So that's what we want to do. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be hands-on. It's going to be experiential. And we promise you, we're not going to teach not one induction, not one. We're not going to teach any new technique. We're not going to tell you how to pull on somebody's arm. We're not going to do any of that stuff. We're going to teach you stuff that's practical that you can use in your life.
Yeah, and just to underscore that, so, you know, Michael, you and I have known each other, you know, quite well for a long time, and I've always noticed you are busy. Like you do a lot, and a wide variety of things. It's not that you're seeing, you know, 30 clients a week in your office busy. It's like you said, it's 14 different kinds of busy. And you're seeing clients like via phone, like at Disneyland. Like your ability to be productive in all these places while staying balanced is something that I've always appreciated about you. And that you're the real deal on that. And like when I need help at HypnoThoughts Live, you're so gracious and generous to say, oh yeah, let me just absorb one more thing. And so as I was, learning more about your guys' class, I thought, well, this is a really congruent class for you guys. And it makes sense. It really makes sense that you guys would be teaching this because, and like you said, Don, is also producing shows in Vegas and all those things. So you guys are the people who are doing this, which is great. So what I'd like to do is help the people who are watching this understand if this course is for them. And like you said, you're not teaching hypnosis, you're teaching more life skills and business skills. Who's this class for? Is this a class that's great for people who are just getting started, or do they need to have more experience before they take something like this? Where would you sort of target that?
That's a great question. Personally, for me, I think this class is for everybody, whether you're an advanced clinical hypnotist, whether you're just tinkering with it, whether you're just, a stage hypnotist. It's really about accountability to ourselves, because we set these goals and we all want to succeed. I think that's a given, but it's taking all the techniques that we've learned over the years from whatever aspect. And I look at it like we're all spokes trying to get to the same hub, that center of balance. And that's the hardest part. Michael said at 10 o'clock, we're going to bed. 10 o'clock, I'm going on stage.
Right.
So we have to find that balance. So it's taking the novice, the hobbyist, and the professional, and helping them find that accountability for themselves to achieve their best potential.
Okay, so let's make that practical, because all that in theory sounds fantastic, and I want that, and I've learned, building my practice, like what that's taken, because it's easy to be ambitious and then, drive yourself, and then all of a sudden, like, try to remind yourself what your wife looks like, or you're like, man, I just helped so many people. I hope my kid learned how to throw and catch, like whatever the things are that are, kind of pulling us in opposite directions. So I think a lot of people hearing what you guys are saying, yeah, that makes sense. So let me pin you down a little bit.
Sure.
What are you going to do in the room in Las Vegas that's going to make those epiphanies or practical changes possible? What's happening in the room?
Oh, I know. It's about self-care. When's the last time we've all done something for ourselves? We're always working on a new technique, a new strategy, a new system, a new program, a new model to sell to our clients and to help them achieve their goals a little bit better. But it's about us. So to directly answer your question, self-care is number one, but how do we get to that point? The experiential activities we're going to do in class, the brain work, the body work, the mind work that we're going to be doing in class. For those of you that took my workshop last year at HypnoThoughts about the team building thing, we're going to be doing some things like that. Self-exploration. Who are you? That's the question we want you to come in there with. Who are you? What can you do to improve yourself? Not what we can do to help you. What can you do to improve yourself? We're going to give you the tools. We're going to lay them all out. But it's up to you to take advantage of those tools and figure out what you can do to help yourself out, to get that happiness, that power in life that Don so eloquently speaks about all the time. Is how do we get that balance? And it's the experiential stuff that we're going to be doing in class that you had a taste of it last year when I did the session. But we're going to take it up to another level, because now it's personal. Now it's about you. What can you do to better yourself, to take care of yourself, so that way when you do work with your clients, you are at maximum potential for them?
I'll give you a little sample on that. I'm going to look at your time accountability. We have 24 hours in the day. Some of us sleep 8, some of us barely get 4, and we nap a lot. I want to see your time schedule. And that's one thing I'm going to ask everybody. What do you do when you get up? Do you have a cup of coffee? Yes, 2. But then do you go to Facebook? Do you do your emails? Are you you just goofing around, or are you getting to work? Are you taking care of business? Are you working out? What are you doing, and how do you spend your day? And that's where we get caught up. We get caught up in so many, oh, I got to do press release. Oh, I got to promote this. I've got to get this out. I've got to reply to 20 emails. It's how do you spend your day? That's the first and foremost, because we get so caught up in living our life that we forget to live our life. And I find that for myself, and Michael and I talk about this all the time. We have this sort of 3 times a week, we call each other for our own little coaching session. Hey, did you get this done? Did you get that done? And so if you can't be accountable to yourself, then we're going to help you find a way to be accountable to somebody else. Find a buddy, find if your wife can't do it, or your husband or your spouse, your partner, whatever it is, be accountable to your dog. Look at your dog and go, okay, what did I do today? Did I do all the things I want to do? And we're going to look at your 10-year goal, your 5-year goal, your 2.5, your monthly goal, and get you to where you want to be by following this pattern. Michael said it, he's on the road. We've got him at House of Magic. I'm doing Delirious and Hypnomania. So we're doing this, we're coming and going, and it's nonstop. But if we don't stop to take inventory, we can get distracted and end up going way off to the side and forgetting about the energy it's the nutrition of our soul to keep that balance. You got to water your plants need sunlight, but if we don't do the same things for ourselves, we're spinning in circles and we're wasting energy. And that's one thing I think Michael and I both found once we started working together, is that synergy is just so much more powerful.
I think that there's a trait in hypnotists that lends itself to getting off track here. Because we want to be client-centered, and we want to be present, and we want to just say, okay, I'm going to respond to what this client gives me, and I'm going to be in the moment with them, which is great. But that's not how life works. You don't want to just be reacting in life. And to your point, Don, like the idea of having a schedule, and it doesn't matter what the schedule is to a degree, as long as it's your schedule and you decided it works for you and it's consistent. And having that system and that accountability is, I think, really important for hypnotists, especially those of us who find ourselves being client-centered in everything we do, and all of a sudden we're just on the reacting side of life, and we're not on the cause side, we're on the effect side, and just life's happening to us and we're responding. And what you guys are offering is really a response or solution to that, which I think is so needed in our class. I'm going to throw a softball at you guys right now. How are you going to make the class fun?
Well, we decided to skip naked time. So I think people will enjoy the fact that we are not naked in the class.
Based on the notes from last year's pre and post conference, I think that's wise.
Yeah,
That's wise. Good.
We got a lot of critiques on the test run on that. One of the things that you said, Scott, was about our own time, and we get caught up on our schedule. We're also going to make sure we have time for you. You have to have a little bit of recreation. And the key words in there are recreate. When you have recreation, you recreate. You've got to have an hour or two of silly time, of just yourself time, because we're putting all this energy out, helping clients, doing shows, traveling, promoting, doing everything in the business. But if we don't take time for ourselves and a little self-care, we're empty. Our vessel is drained, our energy, our aura, whatever you want to call it. And that's the thing, we're going through all these different aspects to take time for yourself. So we're going to have some silly time in there as well. There are going to be some things I don't want to give away, but Michael, some of the seminars that he's brought in, it's goofy fun, but in a very positive, recreating, recreational sort of way.
Right. There's an intentionality to it, but go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Right. If you think you're going to sit in your seats for a day in this class, you've never been more mistaken, my friends. Your butts are going to be out of your seats, probably more than they're in your seats. We're going to have fun. There will probably be, look, let's face it. Don does comedy. He's one of the best in the industry. And by the way, during HypnoThoughts, he's going to be headlining.
I was going to bring that up.
We're talking about field trips. I'm going to tangent this. go see Delirious Comedy Club. But before that, go see House of Magic at 6 p.m. I'm the
I
only
was
thing
just
that gets
about
in
to
the way
bring these
between
up.
you
I'm
and
glad you
dinner.
did.
Right. Yeah, well, I segued. I read your mind. I knew what's going to happen. You talk about the fun. We're going to bring some of that comedy that we do in the shows. We're going to bring that to the seminar. This is not this. I mean, it's going to be serious, but it's going to be fun with serious intentions. And we're going to help you to connect the dots between the funny and the seriousness. So that way, when you leave, you're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel like you got a day of rest, even though you just took an all day workshop. Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to say this to those of you who are considering this class. I want to say a few things. Number one, these are guys who have the goods. Like they're busy professionals who also have happy families, and it's hard to do those things. You know, I think of a successful career as a capital G greatness, and then I think of being fun to be with as a lowercase g great guy. And it's difficult to be capital G great and lowercase g great. And I think you guys are examples of people who do that. And that's a rare compliment, but it is sincere. So to people who are watching this, thinking about it, that's what I'm taking away when I hear about this class. And when we're talking about it, it's figuring out the capital G, lowercase g greatness in your life. And I think it's totally doable. And I've seen people struggle with it. I've seen people succeed in it. And if you're thinking about your field trip opportunities at HypnoThoughts Live, and you're the kind of person who wants to go be Norm from Cheers, you want to go someplace safe where somebody knows your name. You don't want to go, you know, be someplace new and it's intimidating. You take the pre-conference workshop with these two fine gentlemen. Then all of a sudden, your field trip on Saturday night is to their shows, and you're going to feel really plugged in, really connected everywhere you go all weekend. And you're going to get a ton of value and a ton of entertainment along the way. So if you're at all curious about this, go to htlive.net. We've put descriptions of every course, every pre and post conference workshop there, so you can read it. You can find the stuff that's best for you. Guys, I want to give you both the last word. Any final thoughts you want to say to people who are considering your class?
First of all, yeah. Can we trademark the capital G, low G? I think that's on the mineral scale of
Oh, nice. Yeah, the periodic table of life.
Yeah, the periodic table. That
Oh,
would
I
be a
had never
great
thought of that.
t-shirt
Yeah.
logo. One thing, we're family. I consider us, everybody that comes to this group, it's not just hi, oh, we see you in passing, and sometimes people are a little shy, but come out, say hello, because that's what this is. We're all family. You guys accepted me, and when I first started to come to HypnoThoughts, it's like, welcome. We're all here for the same cause, to better ourselves. So if you see me out there, and I know this is kind of the new hypno look, goatee, bald head. I just need some earrings. Scott, you're behind the times, man, with that nice head of hair.
Yeah, I'm going to hold it down for as long as possible.
Keep the dream alive, man.
Yeah.
Hedgehog hypnotist right there.
But come say hello. And that's the one thing, wherever we're at, whether you're at our seminar, whether at one of our conference lectures, workshops, or the show, or just walking around at lunch, please stick your hand out, come say hello, because we want to get to know you. And I want to get to, you want to get to know us. And let's just put everything in and make some new friends and family along the way.
Awesome. Anything, Michael, before we wrap it up?
No, you know what? Come to HypnoThoughts Live. You know, that's the first step. Come to our workshop, come see the shows, enjoy yourself while you're there. Remember, we're all going to HypnoThoughts because we need a break from seeing clients. We need a break from the day-to-day stuff that we do. We need to learn things. We need to absorb things. We need to stretch, expand, grow, reach past our boundaries. We need to break free from all that stuff. So while you're there, just enjoy yourself. It's the best time of the year. To me, it's holiday season when we have HypnoThoughts Live. Yeah, because I get a ton of packages sent to my house.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I know, right?
We
I get to
fill Michael's garage every year.
and I get to carry them to the
It's a shipping
conference and
depot.
then unload them again. And I don't even get to open the dang things.
Well, the new venue will make that a little easier on you, but we'll take care of that offline. Guys, always a pleasure hanging out with both of you. This was my first and favorite second date as part of this dating effort. And thanks to both of you for being part of it. Talk to you.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks.